See, training with weapons doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to carry that particular weapon into a fight. The examples I could think of are sais, knives, swords, batons, stabs, etc. You know, the traditional melee weapons of martial arts. If you get really good barehanded, then you move on to weapons, you will quickly find out, maybe not quickly, but eventually you'll find out over time, with thousands of reps, that the weapon is sometimes the same technique you're going to use empty-handed. So the body movements don't have to change all that much in most cases. So that is the natural progression, that you move on and the weapon becomes an extension of your body. It becomes very natural and fluid motion if you practice it this way. So the regimen I use for my blocks and my counters, I'll use the same regimen when I'm holding knives. I practice both ways, blade face up, blade facing down. There's different technical applications there. The real benefit in that is eventually, as you're walking through town, you'll start to see objects, everyday objects that resemble the weapons you use in class. That's the key. No, you can't go around carrying a sword with you, but if you find yourself in a predicament, there might be a broomstick on the ground. You can snap it so the wood is sharp at the end. Now you have a spear. Luckily for you, you've practiced thousands of reps in the dojo with spear fighting at a range. That's the grandfather of all weapons. It's a 6-foot stick with a point at the end. Who's going to get close to you? And even if they do, resort to your clinching and grappling techniques. Be a switch hitter. You know, if you're walking around town and you find yourself in a predicament and you've practiced your throwing techniques, like throwing stars, throwing knives, things like that, and all of a sudden you see some rocks on the ground, well, guess what? You've already trained with that. Your muscles are ready, and hopefully you'll have some accuracy. Now, I know that shurikens have their role in martial arts, but it's not what you think. It's more of a distraction purpose. Did you know that the way a ninja would traditionally use a shuriken is in 3 main ways? Number 1, they'd plant it on the ground with some animal poop on the end, because people in Japan at the time wore straw sandals. They would step on it and get tetanus, which is hard to cure 500 years ago. The other thing is they'd throw it in the opposite direction of where they're running to lead people towards the noise while they silently sneak out in the other direction. The final way, probably not the final, but they would throw it at their opponent's feet, and when they looked down, they'd sneak up and stab them in the head.